So even though the Quest 3S has just launched, we're already hearing news about the Meta Quest 4, and this apparent private hands-on testing reveals some juicy information about yet another upcoming Quest headset. And we also finally get our hands on the new Blade Sorcery Nomad full release, and a sneak peek into the future of mixed reality. And so welcome back to another week's worth of VR news. So let's start with some good and bad news about the future of Minecraft VR. You might have already heard, but Mojang recently confirmed they're officially pulling the plug on VR support for Minecraft on PC as of next year. Mojang didn't exactly give a deep reason for the decision, but they cited platform inconsistencies and complexities that come with maintaining VR. VR does require a lot of resources, but it's still a blow to the community, especially as VR technology is growing at a faster rate than ever. Minecraft always felt like it had a place in VR, and if you tried it, you'll know it's like Minecraft but on steroids, and with about 10 times the intensity and scale. But there is still hope in the form of the community, and by community I mean QuestCraft. QuestCraft runs on the Quest 2, 3 and 3S and is super easy to set up. Simply download the app from SideQuest, install, ensure you have a copy of Minecraft and simply log in. QuestCraft has come such a long way since I first played on the Quest 2. While it does stutter from time to time and best play with lower settings, it's still incredibly playable and gives you that official Minecraft VR experience you've been looking for. Plus, it's compatible with mods and has a constant level of support. But another game that is getting a lot of support recently is Blade Sorcery. The past few months have been insane for VR. We have the 3S, the most affordable standalone headset, we have games like Batman, Metro and Alien, but also there is a full release of probably my favourite VR game of all time, Blade Sorcery. And as you might have already known, it had a full PC VR release a few months back with the 1.0 Crystal Hunt update, and it was uncertain how long this would take to come to the Quest standalone Nomad version. But it's actually here already, and that's what you're seeing now in the background. For someone that has completed the main storyline on the PC VR version, what I can say is the Nomad version is incredible. And that's not an understatement. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but the gameplay and graphics are incredible considering this is on standalone. And at moments I wasn't even sure I was playing on standalone. I had the intention of playing just enough to give you this feedback, but I ended up playing a solid 2-hour stretch, and in some ways I preferred the freedom of the Quest. For those on the fence about buying it, it's probably one of the best, if not the best games on Quest right now. And while the story isn't anything to die for, progressing your character whilst exploring randomly generated dungeons on Quest to collect enough crystals is super satisfying, in combination with probably the best VR combat out there. I'm certainly going to give this a full playthrough again just because it's that good. But unfortunately it has gone up in price for those who haven't bought it yet to reflect the update. So I'll put 15% off down in the description below. But let's move into the near future. VR and mixed reality have a lot of potential, and I think sometimes the scope is so huge that it's hard to see all the possibilities, and I'm going to show you 2 of them. Converting flat screen games into titles that can be played in VR has a lot more potential than traditional screens. Take this for example, described as 2.5D platformers but with more depth than ever before. To think this could easily be applied to almost any traditional third-person game. If you remember years ago, Minecraft was actually showcased in this format with the HoloLens, and it's really going to take the right studio like Flat2VR to make this happen. I'm sure plenty of you would pick up a game you've already played to experience it in a more immersive style like this. But onto the other side of the coin. The idea of reskinning our current worlds into something else entirely. I've always had this vision that the Quest one day could turn your house into, say, a haunted house, and while there are experiences like Hauntify, I'm looking for something more, something that actually takes your space and changes it to suit that experience. There are some VR devs out there who have handcrafted scenes to essentially recreate their own environment with a different look, but I was looking for something more flexible. Well, with tools like Runway ML, we can actually experience what this could be, and I made a short demo as to what this future looks like using the power of my house and Runway ML. I genuinely don't think we're more than a few years away from this. Obviously real-time processing will be difficult, but I'm sure with a few shortcuts we could implement this into VR. Anyway, back to reality and onto the Meta Quest 4. But before we do, a word from today's sponsor. I love watching movies, but my favourite place to watch them is actually the cinema. I'm a big fan of immersive screens, and that's why I wanted to do a sponsor with probably the most versatile immersive screen out there, and that's Moon VR Player. You get an incredible amount of customizable options to optimize your screen. That in combination with spatial mixed reality lighting, PC networking, wall anchoring, and a load of mind-blowing VR environments to choose from. It's kind of surreal to watch one of the best sci-fi films from space. Moon VR Player takes your screen to the next level by giving you the flexibility to basically do what you want. It's super simple to set up, and you can upload files onto your Quest or simply network them from your PC. It's probably the easiest app to start watching movies the way you want. If you want to check out Moon VR Player, I'll leave a link down in the description below. So it looks like the Meta Quest 4 is making waves again. According to Mixed News, Meta has actually started a focus group testing their next generation VR headset, which is a pretty solid indicator they're gearing up for some big design choices. Now, if you're wondering what they might be testing, there's a lot we could be looking at, especially considering Meta's new pattern of releasing both high-end and a budget version of their devices. A few videos back, I talked about several different headsets ranging from low-end to Apple Vision Pro-like devices. But by the looks of it, we could be looking at the Pismo Low and Pismo High setup, two Quest 4 models, one for hardcore VR fans and one to keep VR accessible to everyone. Luna also made some speculations when they could be here. Her estimate is 2026 for both the low-end and high-end models. The focus group mentions eye and face tracking, which means the likely features from the Quest Pro will become the new standard. Meta's also experimented with the core features that we want most in a headset. I think most of us agree we would want a bigger field of view, but Meta's CTO Andrew Bosworth recently noted in an AMA that a wider field of view comes with important trade-offs. A wider FOV could mean heavier headsets, more power drain, and potentially less comfort for long sessions. So Meta might be testing how users react to small field of view tweaks without pushing it too far. But to be honest, I can't imagine it changing much. Another area they are likely testing is optics and lenses. The Quest 3 introduced pancake lenses, which were a huge leap in clarity and weight reduction. If you're messing around with the Quest 3S now, you can immediately notice the difference in size and clarity. So it wouldn't be a stretch to think Meta is looking to push their tech even further with the Quest 4. One of the biggest advancements Meta could be testing is the holographic pancake lenses, part of the Mirror Lake research project. These holographic lenses are designed to be ultra thin and lightweight, using holography to significantly reduce the bulk compared to traditional pancake lenses, so they'll be even thinner than what we already have. This setup could mean more compact headsets with even sharper image quality. Also, these are highly compatible with varifocal capabilities, allowing the lenses to dynamically adjust focus based on what you're looking at. That would create a natural depth of field, giving a realistic sense, eliminating that flat look sometimes. If Meta incorporates these holographic varifocal lenses into the Quest 4, it would be a massive leap forward in visual clarity and immersion. Now, the reason I'm incorporating these more advanced technologies in Meta's upcoming headsets is now Meta has the agency to significantly bump the cost of a potential Quest 4. Now the market knows there is a cheaper one available. But if they do, they would need to justify it with technologies like eye tracking, face tracking, and better lens technology. If you'd like a full rundown on the future of Quest, check out this video because the prospects are incredible. I hope you enjoyed today's video, like and subscribe if you did, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.